The Browns have the deepest quarterback room in the league right now, and that doesn't even include the injured DeShaun Watson. What was your evaluation of Shedeur Sanders, and how do you think he'll do there?
My evaluation was the most accurate quarterback I thought in this draft. When he sets his feet, when he's comfortable in the pocket, and he delivers the football, the ball goes where he wants it to go. And, this was a quarterback that was asked to have to win football games for his team. I don't think that can be overstated, is that, you go to a team, it's a really good team, and you become a complementary piece. Yeah, your stats might be a little bit better. Your win-loss record might be a little bit better. But to be asked to win games for your team, to have to go out there and throw the ball every single week for your team to be successful, and that's with, an offensive line that struggled over the last couple of years. I think there is a lot to like about Shedeur Sanders. Improvement, and I'm a guy that always says this. All of these guys coming out of the draft this year, I believe, must improve if they're going to be really good or great quarterbacks at the NFL level. So it's not just Shedeur. All of them have to get better in certain areas. But I believe there's a lot to like. And you give him a good offensive line, does he get more comfortable? If he's more comfortable, does he make more decisions on time and use that accuracy? And does that play to his favor at the NFL level? I'm interested to see that. But I really like Shedeur. And, he wasn't a fifth-round prospect, in my opinion. But again, I'm going solely off of tape. What I know off of tape, I thought he put some really, really good things on tape. And I'm excited to see how this Cleveland quarterback room plays out.
The Browns have the deepest.
So Kurt Warner just made a huge and super bold statement about Shedeur Sanders, and I have a lot to say about it. The first thing I want to say is that I don't think that saying the Browns have the deepest quarterback room in the NFL is really a good thing or a compliment. Usually in the NFL, the QB position is not really the one you want to necessarily be deep in. Usually you want to have one guy that is your franchise QB, obviously, but it was nice to see a Hall of Famer saying things about Shedeur like he said, because over the last 3 weeks, Shedeur was blatantly disrespected. It felt like everything we saw from him in college was fake or something, or that somehow we were not watching the same games as NFL scouts were, because it felt like Shedeur was at least the second or third most talented quarterback of the class. And for the longest time, he was projected to be taken top 15. Nobody in their right mind would have ever thought Shedeur was a fifth rounder. So in this video, I want to talk about what Kurt Warner recently just said live on air about Shedeur. I want to talk about and show you the clips from Shedeur Sanders' media day, because he finally put on his Browns jersey for the first time, and man, it just looked like such a fit. He looked so good. And I also want to talk about and break down some other media clips, because everyone has had an opinion over the last few weeks and days. But before I get into everything, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so I love what Kurt Warner said. It was actually a breath of fresh air seeing someone like Kurt Warner and a guy of his status actually praise Shedeur instead of criticize him. And he kind of brought up in a different way one of the main points that I have been making all this time since he was drafted. At times, he had to will Colorado to be in and win football games by himself. I said that if him and Dylan Gabriel switched shoes in situations and Shedeur played at Oregon with that O-line, that run game, the threats at receiver, and just being in a more balanced offense, I cannot imagine what success he could have had and the numbers he would have put up. Because at Colorado, he had no run game, the offense was insanely pass heavy, opposing defenses were able to game plan and zero in on the fact that 90% of the Buffalo's plays were gonna be passes. And he still put up some insane numbers. So with an O-line and a running game, I feel like he could have put up numbers unlike anything we have ever seen before. I mean, this is a guy that can put the football in any spot that he wants to. He has amazing command and control. And yeah, the Browns have historically struggled as a team and have had a losing culture, but they really do have right now talent that can stack up with anyone in the league. Guys like Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku, Jerome Ford, Judkins, they just signed Deontay Johnson. Really the biggest problem with the Browns and why things have always fallen through and went downhill is the quarterback position itself, and that is what Shedeur is going to be brought in to try to fix. I also like the second point that Kurt made about improvement. Everyone kind of throughout the draft was talking about the areas that Shedeur needs to improve in, but that literally is the same for every rookie that got drafted. Everyone needs improvement. Not everyone is going to be polished, and isn't that the point of being a human being? You make mistakes, you mess up, and you learn from them, grow and improve. It's just a never-ending cycle of getting better. And Shedeur is a smart guy who's all about the process. You can say he's arrogant or whatever, but if you actually listen to him talk, he is super intelligent. So overall, great stuff by Kurt Warner. Now moving on to another clip that I want to show you. Here's what Tom Pelisero had to say about Shedeur.
The quarterback race in Cleveland, we saw guys get out there, wing it around a little bit. We even heard from the two rookies in front of a microphone. What are you hearing out of Cleveland first blush with this situation, Tom?
I would start here. The pick for the Browns was Dillon Gabriel. That was the quarterback they targeted. That was the guy they took in the 3rd round. That absolutely was Kevin Stefanski's guy. It sounds like that was also Andrew Berry's guy. The Shedeur Sanders pick was because you're in the 5th round and you've got a guy who certainly has higher than 5th round talent. Again, it's a dart throw. You're taking as many bites at the apple as you possibly can and hoping that one of these guys works out. Why not take a stab at a guy in the 5th round? You've got Kenny Pickett there. You've got Joe Flacco there. I would say just going into this, you would say Joe Flacco has the leg up because the coaches know him, because he knows that system. He's functioned in that offense before. Kevin Stefanski's gone to the playoffs with him. He knows that he can trust Joe. Realistically, Joe's probably not starting 17 games this year. He's been a very durable quarterback through the course of his career. But, the odds that at 41 years old, I believe he is, that he's going to play the entire season, you'd probably say that that's an unlikely type of a scenario. So based on what I hear, it sounds like it's wide open. It sounds like they're going in with open minds into this competition. The real question is going to be, it's one thing and I know that Kevin Stefanski said, don't read too much into the reps and rookie minicamp. It's very, very early. There's plenty of reps to go around. Well, as you get deeper into the summer and those veterans come back with Flacco and with Pickett, DeShaun Watson's not going to be ready for anything in the offseason. We'll see if he ultimately is able to do anything on the field even during the course of the regular season here. But when you've got 4 guys, there's reasons a lot of teams philosophically want to pare that down and really roll with 3 in training camp. So very quickly as we get into the OTA portion, you'll see how they're dividing those reps. You'll see what the order is. I would anticipate just going in based on how these things tend to go. It'll be Flacco, then Pickett, then Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders getting the 4th reps or splitting the 3rd reps or however they do it here.
I think this was a pretty good analysis. Shedeur definitely is going to have to earn everything he gets at the NFL level with him being a 5th rounder, but I hate that this is just a stab at the apple type of pick. That's not who he is as a player. He's been a franchise player his whole life. He's been in the spotlight his entire football career. He's so much better than how he is viewed. Anyways, we got to see Shedeur at Media Day putting his Browns jersey on for the first time, messing around with his buddy Travis Hunter. He did that one drill thingy where you stare straight at those little pellets that drop and you have to catch them. Not sure how, I forgot what it's called, but overall, there's just so much buzz going around with Shedeur. It's an exciting time in the NFL and to be a Browns fan before everything starts up here real soon. That's really all I have to say for this video. Let me know what you thought about what Kurt Warner had to say in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Hit that post notification bell too so you never miss another upload, and let me know what you'd like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.